We just got done with Beats Radio. Brockhampton dropped 1998 Truman, and I love it. 1998 Truman is clearly a reference to The Truman Show. It had a trailer in 1998. It came out in 1998. One of the coolest movies I've ever seen. Truman Show, if you don't know, is about a kid who grows up in a world where everyone's an actor and they're a part of his life, but he doesn't know it's a show, and the entire world watches this show while the actors live in the set, aka the world that he lives in. Intro pretty much feeds into the idea that this is a reference to The Truman Show, not only because of the title and how it relates to the best years of our lives. So far we have 1999 Wildfire. I'm not sure what 1999 Wildfire is referencing, but I'll look it up. 1998 Truman. So I'm wondering what we'll get next on this album. But as far as the intro goes, it has a guy talking about, well, if you buy the Cadillac and you constantly buy the products from the company, they just want you to basically always be owned by them and constantly giving them money, so you're really not free. Just as in The Truman Show, he was never really free until the very end. The beat is awesome. It's dark, it's gritty, it's like frustration, it's hype, it's all these emotions of intensity and just put into like musical form. So Merlin came first, and I really loved how his energy and his ferociousness matched the feeling of the beat, and with that, when his words also, relaying the same message of, well, even though we're here at this club, we're not really enjoying ourselves. We just really, well, I at least feel kind of lonely and will need somebody to help me get through this and give me a buzz that drugs and alcohol otherwise wouldn't be able to, since drugs and alcohol usually kind of give us those highs. It's very telling that he's trying to avoid those highs in order to get something that's real and may potentially last longer than something that you have to constantly refill, which goes back into the message of the intro. You're constantly buying something, you're more wasting your money, and you're not really free if you're attached to something that gives you that instead of you yourself or some other real person giving you that. Joba comes next, and he drops a sassy verse about how basically no one's believed in him and they tried to keep him down, but basically since they bet so hard on him failing, they jinxed themselves, and now he's here thanks to them. But it's not really anything crazy to write home about. If you enjoy Joba's sassy personality and the way that he's weird, then this verse works for you, and it worked for me. Eventually, at first I was like, I wasn't really feeling it. It felt a little awkward, but then once you listen to it a few more times and you realize this is just Joba's personality. He's not really here to drop some mind-bending bars. He's more here to put a personality behind those bars, and so I can appreciate that. Here's where I have a debate I never expected to have with myself. I don't know if Kevin Abstract's earworm of don't talk back, what though, is better than Merlin's give me the drugs, da 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 da. Like, I don't know which one is better here, because they're both so incredibly engaging to my ear. They both meld so well with the music, as they should. When you're making a song, you want all the words and things to come together in a really good manner, but just wow, I'm not sure which one is better to me. Not only that, narratively, both of these earworms do a fantastic job at illustrating this 1998 Truman feeling. And what for the don't talk back, to explain that, don't talk back, what though? It kind of resembles a conversation between any child and a parent when they disagree on something, and the parent just says, don't talk back. What though is that moment where you decide that you either want to lose all your teeth or get smacked, or you're getting knocked out, or you're getting grounded, or something is happening to you. It's a moment of rebellion. And so with The Truman Show, his moment of rebellion was after he was getting all these signs that clearly his life was in some kind of weird simulation or some kind of weird place. He started to go, what though? He started to break the places down, and even though people were saying don't talk back, don't challenge these certain aspects in your life, don't challenge these rules and regulations, he did it anyway. Similar to how Brockhampton challenged the way that people perceive rappers and challenged the way that musically rappers should do things. They brought a fresh perspective with their music, and that continues to be consistent on 1998 Truman. These nice little earworms from Kevin Abstract were served up with some Matt Champion, and he follows the same vibe of Joba, basically talking about people that are trying to hold him back, all these people that have tried to hold him back, and how they've accomplished so much within a year, and that other people should, try to not worry so much about what they're doing and do better themselves, because at the end of the day, critics are people who are usually looking from the outside in and gathering nuggets and analysis, but they'll never be living the same lives as that person. Dom drops the most lyrically pleasing verse of all of the members in this song of 1998 Truman. I mean, he just basically goes off. And in it, he just talks about how, people constantly like to talk. And this reflects his, views on social media. He's not really a big fan of it. He feels like it's an exhausting thing. And he even tweeted tonight how he feels much better when he's less around that and more around his family, more around people in his real life. And social media can definitely entrap a person. When you find yourself trying to be vindicated by likes that don't really have any real intrinsic value for you as a person outside of other people basically validating what you do with attention, it's very difficult for you to be free as a person. And so Dom likes to embrace the freedom he has as a person and not use social media as much, and embrace the people around him. He pretty much is rapping about that here, and he also raps about how his skill means that he doesn't have to overcompensate. He simply knows he's that damn good. After all this momentous energy and after all this ferocity, we get a calm transition into a Bareface verse where he sings about this person being free and finally being able to be with him. They finally let go of the things that may have been holding them back from being with Bareface. And so this is it was unexpected end when I first listened to the first few times, and I was just like, okay, well, alright. And then it makes sense, It sort of is just like the ending in Truman Show when he finally leaves the set and he goes into the real world. You feel this kind of triumphantness. And so here it feels like that same triumphantness, not in a abashed degree. It's not like J-Rock's win where he is just in constant triumph mode, but this is more in a relaxed, we have made it to a better place at the moment, and we're going to enjoy this, we're going to bask in this, and then we'll figure everything else out. That's how that feels. As for the last part with Kevin Abstract's part, I don't know what he's saying. Something, if we could always arrest something, I'm not sure what he's saying. I don't. I'm old. 98 Truman looks to be a part of a big album for Brockhampton, as I feel like they're going to continue their successful ways. They're going to continue dropping bops, and I cannot wait for the next one, and I cannot wait for this whole entire album to come out. This is going to be awesome. What this guy says? Are they watching me? Do they know? Good.